We are glad to have you all together here today. A very warm welcome to all of you on this beautiful occasion, the graduation completion ceremony of 4th batch of English Department.
Starting our journey from 2009 till today, it was never all too blissful or never so painful either. We have gathered countless memories, experiences, blessings from our teachers and friends. We have to say, it was a smooth journey for all of us. Today's ceremony has emotional and nostalgic vibes for all of us who are a part of 4-year long journey.
Now we truly realize how enjoyable it is to stand in front of these colorful faces with whom we have passed this magnificent journey. We might make mistakes today, but these known faces are not going to count them. They are the ones who will make us more comfortable in front of you and make this program a big success. Because it's all about joint effort, it's all about teamwork. And we, the 4th batch of English Department, are proud to have such bonding among us. I am Mr. Gulzar
and I am Mohaminul Haq Asif.
Are pleased to have you all together on this beautiful occasion.
We express our wholehearted respect to our Honorable Chairperson and all our respected teachers for their love and care for us in these years. We thank all of you for giving us time, because without you, this occasion will never get any success.
At the beginning of the program, we would like to show you a short documentary about the journey of the English Department, mainly focusing on the historical development of the department.
English, one of the oldest and most prestigious departments of Dhaka University, offers regular bachelor and master's degree in English language and literature. It also offers MPhil and PhD degrees for research aspirants. It has a very experienced and endowed faculty and a well-trained, efficient administrative unit. The department provides the students with all forms of modern facilities, which includes but not limited to multimedia classrooms, to seminars, which have more than 6,000 books, separate computer labs, which consist of more than 50 computers with high-speed internet. Apart from sound academic performance, the department also puts great emphasis on co-curricular activities. The students of the department also play a pioneering role for serving the humanity. The university from its very beginning played a significant role in national movements. During British colonial rule, the university, particularly the English department, helped to build a nationalist spirit through its intellectual and cultural practice. In the 30s and 40s, Buddhadev Bose, Kiran Shankar Sengupta, Amiya Chakraborty and Syed Ali Ahsan, all from the English department, contributed and enriched the Bauna literature.
And when the partition was annulled, some of the people here were very, very upset, and they approached the Viceroy, who promised them a university as compensation for the annulment of the partition. And that was very important because even though the university was founded for the Muslims of East Bengal, the university was going to be open to people of all religions. So from the very beginning, Dhaka University was in the forefront of a secular movement. And you know that in 1952, it was from Dhaka University that the procession, violating that order was taken out. And so, and I think most people would agree that the language movement, especially the events of 1952, were very important in the anti-Pakistan movement, because that was also like, they believed that we were in a way a colony of West Pakistan. So in two ways, Dhaka University was very important during the British times as well as in Pakistan times.
For example, let's take the example of Buddha Boshu. Buddha Boshu in the 1930s, Buddha Boshu and his friends played a very active role in staging plays, in bringing out poetry magazines and so on. So by doing so, what they were doing was that they were establishing the importance of Bengali and the Bengali language and literature, and they were also bringing in modernism in Bengali literature and bringing in enlightenment ideas. And I think these ideas ultimately impacted broadly on other Bangladeshis. So not the Bangladeshis of the period. And I think therefore, in that sense, there was cultural resistance. We were moving away from literature which was English or literature which was not progressive at all, to literature which was modern, literature which was progressive. And this modernism and this progressiveness was essential for the movement towards Bangladesh.
Students and teachers of the department were closely affiliated with the language movement. Syed Ali Ahsan, a student of English department and later Director General of Bangla Academy, signed a memorandum demanding that Bangla be adopted as the state language of East Pakistan on 17th of November 1940. The play Kobor, authored by Munir Chaudhry, another former student of English department, started the trend of true Bangladeshi drama in Bangla literature.
Professor Munir Chaudhry, he was a student of the English department. You know that. And of course, he did do his MA in Bangla as well. And he wrote this fantastic play, Kobor, about the language movement. And you also know that, so here, so it's the English department which did it was progressive. Munir Chaudhry was progressive. His sister, whom I knew, but she didn't teach me, Nadira Begum, she was very active. In fact, she had to run away from the house because the police were after her. So Nadira Begum, she was a student of the department. She later became a teacher of the department. Munir Chaudhry was he did his MA in English. In 1952, it was from Dhaka University that the procession, violating that order was taken out. And so, and I think most people would agree that the language movement, especially the events of 1952, were very important in the anti-Pakistan movement, because that was also like, they believed that we were in a way a colony of West Pakistan.
During the late 60s, Bengali nationalism became increasingly prominent, leading to our liberation war in 1971. Students and teachers of the department became involved in the resistance against the Pakistani military regime. Some took arms against the Pakistan military in 1971, and academics were martyred along with many students.
Professor Jyoti Moy Bhutrakarta was killed, Rashidul Hassan was killed, and a number of our students were also killed. You also know that Professor Kaisar Haq, now is professor, he joined the Mukti Juddho in 1971 as a young man.
During the late 70s, worldwide study and criticism of literature went through a major shift. A new era of post-colonial interpretation of literature began, and English department revolutionized its legacy of mentoring to better suit the changing landscape.
Well, let me put it autobiographically. I went in 1978 to the University of British Columbia, and I think my second course was a theory course. And in the theory course, the professor who taught us asked me to, and asked the other members of the class to give a kind of an autobiographical position paper. In other words, why are we doing literature? And it occurred to me as I wrote the paper that of course I am doing English literature as a colonial or as someone from a colonized part of the world. And that is why it's English and let's say not French or any other language. But then it also occurred to me that I shouldn't be reading with a colonial gaze. I should be reading with a post-colonial gaze. And looking at the literature that I'm reading, the English literature from that point of view. And I've written about this in my book, in Imperial Entanglements in Literature in English. It was not soon after, it was only I think a few months after that I came across Edward Said's Orientalism in a bookshop. And I read it and I realized as soon as I read it that I could no longer read English literature as I had been taught, even in Dhaka University. Because our teachers were not radicals or revolutionaries in any ways. They were teaching English literature conventionally. For example, I was taught Conrad conventionally. But now I began to realize I could not read Conrad that way. I could only see Conrad as someone who, even though he was quite liberal, was representing Africans, the colonized people, in a typical way. I realized from that point onwards that I had to read post-colonially. I have to read with these ideas of misrepresentation, of these ideas of the necessity of asserting ourselves, finding our own voice, with the idea that there should be resistance in literature as much as in anything else, that we will read English literature, but we should be reading it in our own way and for our own uses. I mean, those ideas came in at that point in time. So I began to read post-colonially, and I think that I began to teach post-colonially when I came back after that.
Makes us nostalgic. All the emotions and all the affections that we are feeling right now can't be expressed in words. But music has the power to grasp the emotion and tell us the untold stories. So let us go back to those times, those moments we left behind through our theme song, written and tuned by Fariha Ruwaid Khan and sung by Alal Ahmed and Fariha Ruwaid Khan.
Volume down.
our Zarin alumni, or one of the most favorite teachers, for this one cloth.
Our heartiest respect to those teachers whose guidance and sacrifice have brought this department to this glorious position. We express our heartiest gratitude to our teachers for their ever-living contribution in our lives. We are fortunate enough to have Professor Syed Manzoorul Islam among us. We would now request Professor Syed Manzoorul Islam to come on stage and say a few words for us.
Well, this is your day. I'm not supposed to speak here. I'm supposed to wish you well, and it's only fourth year. You're past only fourth year, right? So I'll be seeing you in the master's class, and I hope you'll be staying with us and not leaving us. I take 2 courses in the master's class, so you'll see me more frequently than before. But I'm really delighted to see all the students coming up with such beautiful programs. You have once again made us very proud. Our department is very different from other departments. They rag and they do bad things, they bully each other. They create some kind of terror on the campus on the passing out days. And they have these huge band parties hired from old Dhaka. And they terrorize the whole campus, create a lot of noise pollution. And you have shown to the world how, I suppose this should be publicized outside, right? You have shown how you can enjoy without creating any problems for others. This is pure enjoyment, and I hope the spirit will continue with you, and you will sustain the spirit in your lives as you pass out finally after your masters. Because life is not so terrible as many people think. It's beautiful, as you have shown us once again. And to tell you frankly, I was almost going down the memory lane for a while. I remembered my old days in the university as a student. We also went to picnics, we also went traveling throughout Bangladesh. Sometimes, on the toss of a coin, we decided next morning we'd go travel to Sundarban. And 3 or 4 of us just went on a launch or water steamer and then found ourselves the next day in Pune. That's what life is. It's not all planned. It's all not mathematics, all calculations. You have to have an ambition, as the school teachers tell you. You have to write probably an essay. My ambition, I want to be a doctor. Your aim in life. I want to be a doctor, an engineer. Good that you are studying in literature. You're studying literature. Because this shapes your life in countless ways that you can't imagine. Beautiful. You become a very thinking, feeling individual. You began, as I came late, you began this presentation with a shot of you giving some shirts to street children, right?
Yes, sir.
That's the spirit you should keep up. Public service. So thank you very much. I don't want to bore you with all these speeches now, but thank you once again and for inviting me here. I ask apology because I have to leave early. I have an important appointment somewhere else, but my heart is with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Sir Manzoorul Islam, sir, for your kind speech. We now invite our Honorable Chairperson, Dr. Tahmina Ahmed, to have some words for us.
Okay, good morning. The favorite part of the department, my students. And I'm very, very happy to be here at your program. And I'm very happy, especially to see you all working so hard and together. That's a very important thing. And I think you know that I always keep telling you that you must do things together, because obviously there's strength in unity, but there's also a bond. And believe me, the bond you have created at the university will last you for your whole life. We still have friends with whom we studied in the university, and they always remain as best friends. They will always stand by you. And as for the teachers, of course, you all are our children, and we can never forget you. And all our blessings and best wishes will be with you. So I don't know why, as Manju sir pointed out, that this is fourth year. So we should not behave as if you are going away. I think most of you will be doing your masters here, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Are some of you going for MBA?
No, ma'am.
Yes. So I want to all. I don't have anything against the corporate world, but I always want my students to remain tied to this department, and English department students are always special and always different. And like today's program, it is very different from how others celebrate their end and their rag days. And you know, the word rag itself is so unacceptable. So I'm very happy you're doing it this way. So stay fresh.
Now we request our dearest teacher and coordinator of Batch 4, Ms. Zarin Alam, to say a few words for us. Ms. Zarin Alam is the chair of our exam committee.
And we found this phase in our crisis, in our NED month.
I would have liked it better if it was after the Viva. I'm getting very worried. I'm getting all this confidence before your Viva exam. But good morning, and I'm absolutely delighted to be here today to celebrate the graduation completion. I pointed out because we did not know what to call it. We thought of farewell. And I'm so glad we did not say that it was farewell, because as Manju sir and Daminapa suggested, that would be indicating goodbye and leave-taking, a parting. Instead, if we think in terms of completion, I think it's good. It suggests that you have finished a particular level and you are ready for a new phase in your life. You are all at the cusp of graduation. You haven't yet graduated, and I'm hoping that you will successfully complete your honors degree, and we hope we will have another small ceremony where we can give out your certificates. But it is fitting that we take time out today to honor your achievements, to congratulate you, and I congratulate all of you who are here in this room. If you remember, you have lost out a few friends. Not everybody who was with you in the first year, first semester, has been able to be with you till the 8th semester. So those of you who are here, you are here because of your hard work, for waking up early to come to the morning classes, waiting for the afternoon classes, studying for your exams. So congratulations to you. You have come this far, and let's hope you will all graduate with honors degrees. I hope you'll be taking more than a mark sheet and a certificate as you leave the department. We hope to see you, of course, for masters, but even if you do not, I hope you have acquired wonderful memories. And looking at your documentary, I think you have memories and good friends. There have been some failures. Many of you have gone through some sad moments, but do not dwell on them, just move on. I know some of you have complaints against some courses, and I was thinking about it, what to tell you. Think of education as a menu plan. It cannot just be desserts. You can't just have cakes and rosogullas all your life. You need the corolla, you need the bitter, you need the sour. So don't be angry. I know people have complained, or I have heard about some courses. Think about, there's a Bangla saying, "Je kichui phela jai." Nothing is left behind, everything has a value. So with that, so think back on those courses with fondness as well. Do not think harshly of those classes. So let us enjoy today. We all hope to bask in the glow of your accomplishments. You are looking so wonderful, dressed in this beautiful color. I'm so happy to have you. I just love the way you have decorated. You've done your best. There are faults, but of course you've done your best. With the Alpona in our department, with the visuals that you have put up. So I hope we will all enjoy today, and I hope that it will be a continuation of further enjoyments. Now I brought these papers for names. Although today's function has been largely a student affair, organized, arranged, prepared by the students, there has been some teacher contribution that I need to acknowledge. First of all, we appreciate and thank our chairperson, Professor Tahmin Ahmed, for allowing us to hold this function, for arranging the R.C. Majumdar Auditorium. I thank Professor Shana Sinha for her supervision of this program. I also thank Mr. Ahmed Bashir. And also due to Mr. Vijayalal Boshu, Dr. Kazim Aziz Chaudhry, and Ms. Farah Rabdani for their help. I know the play that we're going to see soon would not have happened without the cooperation and advice of Ms. Batul Sarwar. Ms. Veronica is not here, but we thank her also. We know she started out. I thank all my colleagues and other teachers who have taken out time to come and join us for this day. Finally, I crave your indulgence to give a big clap to all the students. They have been very modest, by the way, the organizers. I wanted a list of names, but they have been very modest and they said every single student helped out, and there isn't time for 120 minutes. I was willing to do so, but I think it's just been very modest and generous in not wanting to be singled out. So thank you, Batch 4. Thank you, everyone.
Once again, feeling proud of being a student of English department, especially a part of 4th batch. We can easily remember the days when we entered in the Viva board and used to see these, our teachers. We felt helpless until or unless we entered in the room. But after entering, we really felt, this is nothing. This is my family. I am a member. Now, a lot of things, a lot of words to say about the department to all, but we cannot say everything on stage. So, we request one of our friends, Shimanto, to come on the stage and say at least something to all.
Thank you. Good morning. First of all, we greet our teachers with respect and our friends with love. Today is our honors completion ceremony. For the past 4 years, we have been the students of the Department of English of Dhaka University. Each person here has experienced this time differently. However, all of us do share some common experiences. We all have come to know that for the past 4 years, we have been the students of English department, but we were studying life and truth. Whenever we studied literature, we were studying life, portrayed in stories, in poems, or through characters and events. Whenever we studied linguistics, we studied how life is manifested in various ways and forms. So our study is a broad one. You just cannot study it, you have to experience it. And that's why our teachers have always encouraged us to relate whatever we learn to our own real life experiences. They never told us that memorize your lessons or study. No, they have always inspired us to think on our own, to just write in our own words. And you see, because of that, we have known a lot about our own selves. So it would not be wrong if we all say that in our honors, we were not studying anything, but we were exploring ourselves and the world. And as a result, as we are more acquainted with the world and the life, we can affirm that we are maturer and wiser. Motivations have said that you don't want to become an engineer, you don't want to become a doctor. We can say that no, we don't want that, because we know that we are fitter than the students of any other discipline to face life, to live life and to enjoy life, because we are wiser than them, and this very quality actually makes us better human beings. This experience we all shared, and this has been an amazing experience. That's all we wanted to say. That's all, my friends. Thank you very much.
Mind is a critical medium to express something only with facial expressions. Now our friends, Rokul, Agusayan and Mumit will present a mime show.
We are going to present the mime, The Musical Chair.
by our classmates. We're now moving on. More than anything, what the department has taught us through literature is a deeper and profound understanding of life. And this essence of life is best expressed in poetry. Now, Naushad and Alpana are going to recite the poem Bodh by Jivanananda Das and its translation done by Dr. Fakul Alam, titled An Overwhelming Sensation.
বোধ আলো অন্ধকারে যায় মাথার ভিতরে স্বপ্ন নয় অনেক বোধ কাজ করে স্বপ্ন নেই সামনে ভালোবাসা হৃদয়ের মাঝে বোধ জন্ম লয় আমি তবে পারি না এরকম সে আমার হাত লাগে সব কাজ তুচ্ছ হয় পণ্য মনে হয় সব চিন্তা প্রার্থনা সকল সময় শূন্য মনে হয়
An overwhelming sensation. I moved towards a twilight room in my head, moving. Some overwhelming sensation is at work. No dream, no calm, no love. In my head, an overwhelming sensation tires. I feel derailed. It takes me by its hand. Everything else becomes irrelevant. All my thoughts become futile. All prayers seem meaningless, so meaningless.
সহজ লোকের মতো কে চলতে পারে কে থামতে পারে এই আধারে সহজ লোকের মতো তাদের মতো ভাষা কথা কে বলিতে পারে আর কোন নিশ্চয়তা কে জানতে পারে আর শরীরের স্বাদ কে বুঝিতে চায় আর প্রাণের আহ্লাদ সকল লোকের মতো কে পাবে আবার সকল লোকের মতো বীজ বুড়ি আর স্বাদ বই ফসলের আকাঙ্ক্ষায় থেকে শরীরে মাটির গন্ধ মেখে শরীরে জলের গন্ধ মেখে উৎসাহে আলোর দিকে চেয়ে চাষার মতন প্রাণ পেয়ে কে আর রহিবে জেগে পৃথিবীর পরে স্বপ্ন নয় শান্ত নয় কোনে বোধ কাজ করে মাথার ভিতরে
Who can keep going on as simple-minded people would? Who can get off in this twilight station as the simple-minded would? Who can speak in their tongues anymore? Who knows anything for certain any longer? Who knows anything certain any longer? Who bothers to reach bodily desires now? Who can test again as every man once did the soul's delight? Where is the joy as every man once felt? Where is joy in sowing seeds every man once did at this time? Who, striving for harvest, dotting himself with the scent of soil, sprinkling himself with the scent of water, looking eagerly towards light, like a peasant whose heart is full of life, and continue to be alive in this world? No dream, no calm, some overwhelming sensation is at work in my head.
পথে চলে পারে পারাপারে উপেক্ষা করিতে চাই তারে মরার খলির মতো ধরে আছাড় মারিতে চাই জীবন্ত মাথার মতো ঘুরে তবে সে মাথার চারিপাশে তবে সে চোখের চারিপাশে তবে সে মুখের চারিপাশে আমি চলি সাথে সাথে সেও চলে আসে আমি থাকি সেও থেমে যায়
Walking along beaches, crossing shores, I try to shake it off. I want to grab it as I would a dead man's skull and dash it on the ground. Yet, like a live man's head, it whirls all around my head. How it darkens my field of vision, how it possesses my heart. If I move, it moves along with me. If I stop, it stops too.
সকল লোকের মাঝে বসে আমার নিজের মুদ্রা দোষে আমি একা হয়েছি আলাদা আমার চোখেই শুধু ধাঁধা আমার পথেই শুধু বাধা জন্মে আছে যারা এই পৃথিবীতে সন্তানের মতো হয়ে সন্তানের জন্ম দিতে দিতে যাহাদের কেটে গেছে অনেক সময় কিংবা সন্তানের জন্ম দিতে হয় যাহাদের কিংবা যারা পৃথিবীর বীজ খেতে আসিতেছে চলে জন্ম দেবে বলে তাদের হৃদয় আর মাথার মতো আমার হৃদয় নাকি তাদের মন আমার মনের মতো নাকি তবু কেন এমন একাকী তবু আমি এমন একাকী
As I take my place amidst the throng, I wonder, am I the only one alienated because of my obsession? Am I the only one who has been deluded? Has my blood alone been blocked? Those who have been born in this world as children, those who have spent a long time giving birth to children, are those who must give birth these days, are those who have come from the high fields of the world to give birth just because they're able to give birth. Are their heads and hearts any different from mine? Are their minds like my mind? Why then this feeling of loneliness? Why then am I so alone?
Now we are glad to have one of our friends, Samantha, on stage, who will perform a Nazrul Sangeet.
The song I'll sing is Nazrul Sangeet, titled
performance of the play Way of the World.
The drama we are going to present before you is an adaptation of William Conrade's play The Way of the World, Act 2, Scene 1. This scenario Conrade illustrates in this act doesn't belong to any particular era because man-women's love is a universal thing. And this love becomes more interesting when matters like battle of sexes, pretension and flirtations are mingled with it. And we have tried to present these aspects in today's context because there is no end of such ways of the world.
I think women should just love themselves. Don't you agree? Because men are always extreme. Like, when they love, they're just blind and jealous. And when they don't love, they just run away from us. Yeah, that's true. Men's love for women is very short. Still, I want to be loved. I don't want to grow old without ever being loved. And you know what I still read? I read love all around me. Oh, that is so nice. And living alone. Oh God, save me. So, you are just pretending to hate guys only in front of my mother just to gain her approval? Well, a woman can't help loving a man. Sooner or later, she'll be fall in love with a man. No matter how she is against you. Yeah, but I thought you were different. Why? Do you hate all the men? Of course. And your husband too? Oh, absolutely. I meant. Let's just shake up. I hate them too. Actually, I don't just hate them. I despise them. And what I really want to do is to totally forget them. And do you know how am I going to do that? I'm going to marry a man. Then what? Cheat on him? No. I will just let him think about me all the time. And that is going to make him crazy. You want to get married to Mirabel? Maybe, but he's too proud, you know. And I actually hate him. You're so lying. See, you're just blushing at his name. Oh, really? So what? You're blushing at his name too. And you, Mr. Miracle, you left your story half finished last night. What are you going to do about that? Are you finishing this tonight? Oh, why don't you go to that corner? Oh God! Let's just follow them, come on.
Do you want to follow them because of Miracle?
I'm not interested in either you or him.
But I think you both love him.
What do you mean by both?
And my wife.
What nonsense.
Don't pretend. Just because I let my wife love someone else doesn't mean that I will let my mistress also love someone else.
What do you want? Do you want me to say everything to your wife about us? Okay, I'll do it.
Oh, no, don't be ill. That is going to ruin everything.
I don't trust you. I think I should let the world know your true face.
still I cry for you? Just all because I love you. For loving you.
You? I love? How is it possible? It's never too late to break off with you.
Why your tears? They're coming, damn it.
Damn it.
See, they're still there.
Don't worry. They are going the other way. Who? Your husband?
I really hate you.
Wait carefully.
Hate as much as it is not hard.
What?
Him, your hate shouldn't spoil your marriage.
Oh, lovely. Why do you force me to marry a man like that?
For the sake of your honor, you can be in love with anyone, but you need a husband to protect your honor. It's a penal. It's also in this marriage for the same reason.
Oh, he's such a swine.
Forget him. Let's talk about our plan. I think you already know much of it.
Yeah, but who will need this guy?
Oh, it's my servant waiter.
Oh, I know him. He's close to my mother's maid. Oh,
They got married today.
Really?
Yes, I'll reveal it after your mother accepts my uncle's proposal. Then I'll force her to agree to my marriage with Milamed and to my control over Milamed's well.
So far, it seems your plan will work. Because my mother will do anything to get a husband.
Your mother will be interested in wearing anything that costs on 2K.
Actually, women at the stage are really helpless. They go through midlife crisis.
How come you are alone today? No men around you?
Men? Men like these?
I came in such a hurry.
Such a hurry. Came as a dejected lover, almost alone, right?
Please stop. I can't bear it anymore.
Cannot bear it. Cannot bear it. Like a fish cannot bear out of water, right?
Let's be serious. It's so late, Mama.
I kept asking for you, so almost everyone on my way. It was more like asking what Angelina Jolie wore in the garden.
You are being rich enough. You are being rich enough. You didn't ask Mr. Fainal about his wife, isn't it?
Mr. Waiter, it's stupid to ask a man about his wife.
Okay. Mr. Viju, please go somewhere else. I have something important to share. No, Mr. Viju. How was the party last night?
How to eat? You don't handle it. That's it.
I'm happy that you are hurt.
Are you really happy? Can you be so proud?
Of course. Well, it's my power. And if it goes away from me, I'll be proud.
How terrible. You can be so cruel that you would destroy your lover. Remember, you are nothing without the praises of your lover. Beauty, the lover's beauty.
Oh, really? Don't be so proud, Shamiraga. You don't call us stupid unless you really are. And we can have as many arrows as we want. And to get rid of them,
At last, it's we who acknowledge that beauty in it.
Not at all. It's our true beauty that you praise.
But you need us to praise you.
What?
But last night, I really had something important to tell you.
I was busy. You saw it yourself.
Busy with those idiots who always flirt with you?
Spending some time with them is good for my
Don't be crazy. What can be worse than spending time with them?
If you talk like this, I'm not going to marry you, Mr. Miracle.
But Mirabelle is going to marry you at any cost, madam.
A big round of applause for Barnani Kalkar. Thank you all the performance and a big clap for the performance too. And with this performance, we are ending our formal ceremony of graduation completion. We thank all our teachers for coming and making this occasion even more successful. Thanks to all the performers and coordinators for their relentless efforts. Thank you all for your patience.
যাদেরকে মনে হচ্ছে তোমার চেহারা দেখা যাচ্ছে না, পাশ সামনে চলে আসো, পিছনে যারা তোমরা এখানে ছেলেরা যারা আছো মেয়েদের পিছনে গিয়ে দাঁড়াও। ওই মেয়েটা পর্যন্ত লাস্ট, ওই মেয়েটা পর্যন্ত লাস্ট। এই যে হেজাব হেজাব, হ্যাঁ এখন যে কোনো ভাবে চেহারাটা একটু দেখাও ক্যামেরাকে। ঠিক আছে।